Hello, my little weirdos, fellow weirdos. Well, I'm in a feisty mood. I'm in a sassy mood. I made several phone calls today. Um, First today, let's top it off. The three, the Lithuanian soldiers that died. They were arriving back today. Most presidents, when things like that happen, they show up to be there to receive the remains of the military service people. Trump was golfing. So, when he tells you he cares about our military, he doesn't. Just accept that he doesn't. Now, I was still trying to find a way to be with somebody to go to the protest. Because my sister is uncomfortable with me just going as a lone person with a walker, which I do understand her concern. I get it. But I can't just sit here. And I've told you guys, I want to go out, walk out to the very end of my complex and out there on a lot on the road, just sit for the hours that I'll be in, that the protest is occurring across the country. And my sister had called and we had talked. I know she was worried. And so the other day I had put in to the app Nextdoor to just ask if anybody was going that wouldn't mind, dragging me along. I'm like 20 minutes away from there. But freaking any of the places like Uber or Lyft or something, they want like $26 now, $27 each way. I mean, for like a less than 2 hour protest, no, So I thought, well, maybe, I was thinking, well, what's the neighborhood, And I thought, oh, well, next door's a neighborhood thing. And I've met some decent people on there, and they've actually I would ask them, well, I need to find a ride to come pick it up, if you don't mind waiting. And they'd be like, no, I could wait. Where do you live? And I would tell them, and they'd be like, well, I could probably bring it to you, but it would be about 3 or 4 days before I'm down that way. I'm like, oh, that'd be great, So it's not like I say, hey, I want it, can you bring it to me? I'm like, I would love it, but I don't have my own ride. So, I mean, if I could have it, if you could wait a couple days, I can get a ride. That's usually how I say it. I don't just say, hey, can you bring it to me? I mean, I know people that do, and that's just like rude. I usually ask, well, I can usually maybe try to find somebody to grab me, in the next several days, but would you be willing to wait? And if not, I understand, give it, to whoever can come get it first. But some people don't necessarily need something out right away, and that's why I say it that way, because I tell them, if you can't, that's if you can't wait, if you want to get rid of it right now, that's fine. And it's them who offer to bring it. I never ask, can you bring it to me? I just let them know I don't have a ride, and it'll take me a few days to, set something up. And if they don't want to wait, fine. And I've asked them afterwards, did that seem like, they're like, no, I offered. So I'm like, okay. Because I never want to feel like I'm manipulating somebody, because I'm just trying to be honest. I would like it. I don't have my own transportation, so I will need to, call, and it might be a few days before I can get it. That's it. If they want to be nice, that's great. And I've met some nice people through there. And so a couple days ago, I was getting desperate because the protests are tomorrow, and I was thinking, why don't I just, mention if anybody's going down to Morristown for the protest in the area, would you anybody mind, if anybody's going and don't mind dragging me along and get me home afterwards, I'll have a walker that folds in half, but it has a little basket so I can carry stuff if you want, so you don't have to carry it with you. And that's it. That's all I wrote. That's all I wrote. Now, New Jersey is a blue state. It's supposed to be a blue state. Okay, I want you to understand that. It's supposed to lean left, lean Democratic. But I've been telling my reps, my representative, my senators, I've been making my calls, and I've been telling them for the last few weeks, you need to get down here. I've addressed this on some other videos. You need to get here because you don't come to states that, are like true blue. I get that because they're blue. You want to get to the swing states or like Wisconsin to get that Wisconsin Supreme Court. Like, I get it. Florida I said, but we have a governor coming up in New Jersey this fall. And you can't wait to start changing people's thinking in a couple weeks. You know it takes them forever repeating the same things. You need to get here now. Now, our current representative, House of Representatives, is Mikey Sherrill. She just introduced the bill to drug test Elon. He is a special employee, and they're supposed to be. So, because if he was under the influence, then anything he does can be, But anyway, she's running for governor. But I also know that Republicans, MAGA has been eyeing, ever since they were able to do what they did with Pennsylvania, they've been looking at New Jersey, and I even read that they're eyeing New Jersey, and they're eyeing to flip it red. Now, we have a governor race in the fall. And let me tell you a little story about this morning, because they need to get their I was in tears with Mikey Sherrill's office this morning, telling them, I'm your canary in New Jersey. You need to pay attention to what I'm trying to tell you. And when this happened, when these two incidents happened that I'm going to tell you next, she got very quiet when she was listening. It took a while, and I apologize for that, but she had to hear. So it goes back to that post. So I had forgotten I posted that. So I didn't even look at it yesterday. Hold on a second. Had to get some water. So I didn't even look at it yesterday. So I remembered, oh, that's right. Look at it this morning. That's right. Oh my God, it's Friday. So I looked at it, and most of the comments were like Trumpy comments. You could only you can only recall them as Trumpy comments, not even Republican, because they were that, you're dead, that kind of thing, A few people had started saying, well, what is this protest to? Which automatically either tells me you're a Democrat that isn't paying attention, or you're a Republican that's deliberately not paying attention to that stuff. And I had a lot of responses that were snarky and rude, and like a couple people had asked, well, what is this, what is it about, and before I had gotten to them, because I had forgotten, I had put up for like 20 hours or something, I hadn't looked. Ew, who's buddy? And people had answered, and somebody had just asked 7 hours before I had looked, and people were like, oh, because they're trying to, one person said they're protesting the fraud, waste, and abuse from the leftover from the last administration. Dude, it's been like 3 months. Well, it's been like over 2 months. You can't blame anything on them now. If it's going down, that's your problem. That's your fault, you know? But anyway, another one was, just a snarky kind of like, oh, somebody, a woman was like, that was a great answer, and all stuff. So I started responding of, excuse me, I can answer my own questions asked of me, okay? You don't need to answer if you're going to not just give her the facts. I mean, that is what Republicans do, and it's so annoying. You ask them a straight up question, and he does it too. And they go, what you should be asking, you should be talking about the fraud, you should be asking about Hillary. You should be asking about when Biden, you should be asking about when Harris. We're asking you right now about now. We have already hashed that out. But they like to do the whataboutisms. Well, what about that? Well, what about it? It's been 7 years now. They will be still talking about the 2020 was rigged until they all die. Literally, I am serious. And then they tell us, oh, just stop. It's happening right now. You're still complaining about stuff from 5 and 6 years ago. And 8 years ago with Hillary. Give it a rest. So I started getting a little annoyed. I mean, come on, your girl. I'm not going to just sit there and let people say what they want and without a response, because then it looks like, oh, they schooled you, so, oh, excuse me, no. So I answered, and by then I as well was in a snarky mood. However, I had truth of facts on my side. And then it got stupid. The day took a really weird ass turn. Because I go to read down and now remember, this is New Jersey. And somebody made a comment of, oh, look at her picture, meaning my picture on, the thing. Because I don't hide behind, and because they just go by appearances on everything, how they present themselves. It's just what you can convince other people that they see. It's the same thing. They just go by what they see, and they have no clue otherwise, which is super foolish. And he said, oh, yeah, by her picture, she's with a capital R, a 3, and then tarded. So he wrote, she's retarded. And he changed the first E to a 3, because he knew it's wrong to say it. It's against the terms. And quite frankly, in New Jersey, it's against the law because we're a hate crime law state. And I have seen Red Tree Crimes and EWU on YouTube. So I watch those. So I know what a hate crime consists of. And I know we've seen some that it was just somebody called them or wrote on public stuff, something publicly seen, so-and-so is a retard or retarded. That is considered a hate crime, and it is prosecutable if you have the proof of it. I took a screenshot. There's proof of the entire page that it was on Nextdoor and what the context was. I didn't call him anything prior to that. If anything, I called anybody in my responses, but that was up there before I even read the responses. The most I did was call somebody a liar. And you get the thing, do you want to publish this or edit it because you have to be kind and polite? Excuse me, if somebody's lying, you can legally call them a liar because it's true. They're lying. If somebody said it's 1975 and I said you're a liar, you can't prosecute me because it isn't. I'm correct. You are lying. It is not 1975. So, and I took a screenshot and I reported it to the admin, stating it was a hate crime. And then I went back and in caps, because I know the Republicans hate when you write in caps. When you don't have use of italics or boldface, bold font, then I put it in caps if I need to make an emphasis on something. So I wanted him to see it, and I wrote, that that's a hate crime, and I've reported you to the administration, and I am now going to make a police report. I haven't made one yet, and this is the reason. I will be though, because I am so pissed. I was so firing on every cylinder after, and it gets more than this. I still have the mayor's office and the cops to get to. And by that time, I'm like, oh, I am so far pissed. I am so not gonna have the. Anyway, I go to call the cops, and the dispatch. Well, pretty sure they're cops. They were in Arizona. I tell him what the deal is, and he says, "Well, that's not a hate crime." I said, "No, sir, that is a hate crime." I know what a hate crime is, and I kind of recited a little bit of that. I said, and I personally, when I first, I looked it up because I wasn't sure. And it is indeed, if you can have proof, I've got a screenshot. If you can get a video or like it's proof they said it. It can be prosecuted abso-freaking-lutely. And I said, not only that, but the way he wrote it, it's obvious he wrote it because he didn't want to get flagged for saying retarded. Because he knew it was wrong. I mean, hello? Doesn't that tell you frickin' anything? Yeah, it's kind of like, come on, people, enough. You're like, is it Rod Serling I hear? I mean, seriously. And so I'm starting to get really annoyed with him. And when I get frustrated, really frustrated, and I can't let it out, like if I'm in court or something like that, I get, I hate it. I frustration cry. Because I can't say what I want to say, and I have no way to get that out somehow, a pillow to throw or something, that I have to do something, and the tears just burst. Something has to be let out. And I hate it, because it always looks like, oh, she's either being manipulative, or she's such a wuss. So when I really try to catch it before it happens, it starts coming off really, not necessarily snarky, but like, oh, hell no. Oh, hell no, back up attitude. Now, I don't give a damn if it's a cop or not. I'm not going to be disrespectful, but I refuse to be gaslit. Okay? I refuse to be gaslit. And I just had a feeling it was a Republican, because when I was saying what the story was about, it seems like I got that instant frost when I mentioned I was just trying to get to the protests. And mind you, they're supposed to be bipartisan. Cops, people like mayors, everybody's in the offices, the county clerks, they're all supposed to be at least present to the public as bipartisan. They can't make comments about, yeah, well, MAGA, or anything like that, or anything for MAGA. Well, what's the problem? Because they're not. And he says, well, it's like insulting or embarrassing, like to offending somebody, but it's not really a hate crime per se. I was like, no, it is a hate crime. I've looked it up many times, and I know things like that have been prosecuted. It is indeed a hate crime. I said, please do not gaslight me. I know what it entails. And immediately his attitude changed. He wasn't placating me anymore. He goes, do you want me to, he goes, what's your address? I'll have an officer come talk to you. I said, you know what? Right now, you have got me so upset with your attitude. I said, you lied to me, and then you acted like I was annoying you. I was like, I'm not going to talk to anybody right now because I'm angry at you guys. So I'm going to need to, I'll come. He goes, well, you can come down here too, but we don't take those things over the phone. Did I say I wanted to report it? I was just telling him something. I could have been asking him anything. He didn't even let me finish. So I had enough of him at that point, cop or not. I said, you know what? When I have calmed down from the way you have acted as a civil servant, I will have somebody bring me down in a few days. And I hung up before he said okay. Judy, they have your phone number? So I sat back and I was like, I did. I was sitting there going, he did not. I did. I was like, he did not act that way with me. Trying to tell me that's not a hate crime when we know damn well calling somebody retarded is insulting somebody and say somebody who has a serious, an actual physical, mental impairment as an insult. At least it wasn't to somebody who actually is, which is even worse. And the cop is telling me that's not a hate crime. It's more like harassment or bully. I'm like, no, cases have been prosecuted as a hate crime for that. For just saying it. Just the people around saw it, it was done. And they've been prosecuted for it. And that's why I was like, I was just, oh. After I hung up, I'm just like, great, MAGA fucking cop. Gets better, guys. So at this point, I'm like, you know what? I am absolutely just, I had already had kind of, if nobody, I was already planning this morning just to walk down to the edge of my thing. It'll take me about 45 minutes and just fucking stand out there with my own damn sign. Screw everybody. I do my own damn protest of one in the same hours of the protest. Screw that shit. Take a picture of my freaking sign and to hell with everybody else. And yeah, I'm gonna wear this top, and I have pants that are like green, black, white, and some yellow stripes, like abstracty stripes. Wearing with this, yeah, and something over it, and I'm gonna wear my, I'm gonna wear this like, I am, yes I am. So, I thought about it, and I thought, somebody needs to pull the rug out a little bit from this town, man, this area. we're about 35 minutes from Bedminster, and I've been hearing, like I said, a lot of Republican supporting things in the last few months. Very emboldened, and I've been calling Booker and Cheryl, telling them for a couple weeks about there's a lot of Republican rumbling here. You need to get here. We have a governor race. Mikey Sherrill is running in that. But then we'll need to have a representative if she gets it. And Republicans already said that they're looking to flip Jersey now that they've gotten Pennsylvania in their pocket. We have a governor race, and then we'll have to replace her. And we've already got a Republican mayor in my area, apparently. I did not realize he was Republican. He is. Maybe I'll do a part 2 of what happened, because this is getting to be very long already. I think it's probably maybe coming up to a half hour. But yeah, so far, I'll do a part 2, because this is crazy. I still have I told you the cop thing. I still have the mayor's office. Yeah. I called Parsippany Focus. Yeah, and the mayor's office, and then I called Mikey Sherrill office. So anyway, this is part 1. I will do part 2. So peace out, fellow weirdos, and catch me on the other. Hey, I forget all the time. Give me a like, give me a subscribe. If you like this kind of eclectic, abstractic, kind of chaotic cohesion, little alliteration there. If you like a little bit of weirdness, not that bland stuff, you'll find it here. Sometimes you'll see my cats in the background. Sometimes they'll walk right in front of the camera. They don't care. And you know what? I'm telling you, I'm for real. Okay? I'm not all that fancy shit. Okay? I am here, and I'm talking to you in my damn bedroom with my damn art on the wall. So, I will see you in part 2. Peace out. Thanks for watching. It gets better. Yay!